Forget the heroes, they had their chance. Orindura, the ultimate jack of all trades, is back and ready to dominate. You won't want to miss his journey. This is the anime you've been waiting for. So lonely that I'm tiny? Riveting stuff. I'm out here living my life so tiny while the world is beautiful. And apparently, someone wants me to be a dancing princess. Mulhane, if you're listening, I'm not dancing, and I'm definitely not creating a pre-foot, whatever that is. The scene shifts to the Silver Rabbit HQ. Enter Vince Briars. Typical guild leader energy. Smells like expensive leather and a hint of desperation. He's heard a great deal about me. Of course he has. I'm Orindura, the guy who just got dumped by the Heroes Party like a piece of outdated gear. He wants to dispense with formalities, which is corporate speak for, I want your talent at a discount. Then there's Selma. She's explaining the teaching expedition. 3 days to reach floor 51? That's a speed run for rookies. But wait, I'm the major loss for the heroes? Selma thinks my support magic, despite being less powerful, is incredible because I cast 4 times faster than her. Wow, 4 times. I'm basically a human Gatling gun of buffs, yet I'm sitting here questioning my life choices while they discuss how the heroes are going to have a rude surprise without me. Wait, did Vince just offer me 2 gold in advance and 10 later? He says it's a year's worth of living expenses. Either the economy is in a tailspin, or I've been living way too cheaply. That's what you deserve, he says. Right. I'm basically a bargain bin legend. The rookie circus, moving to the dungeon entrance. Good morning, Sophia. Good morning, Selma. Sophia's looking at me with googly eyes. Great. Now I'm being interrogated about my housing situation and whether I have a girlfriend. Surely you must have a girlfriend, they say. No, Sophia, I lived in a mansion with female heroes and managed to remain professionally lonely. It's a talent. Now I'm meeting the rest of the escorts. Anthem, Bernard, Kathy. They're building me up like I'm the second coming of the dungeon god. Stop building me up, I say, while secretly wondering if I can actually pull off being a frontline attacker after years of being a jack-of-all-trades support guy. Then we meet Group 10, the most promising rookies. Logan, an enchanter with an ego that needs its own zip code. He wants to surpass Selma. Good luck with that, kid. Caroline, a dodge-type defender who refuses to wear armor. Because apparently in this world, not wanting monsters to touch you is a viable defensive strategy. Sophia, the only one who seems remotely sane, probably because I saved her life when her last party abandoned her like a hot potato. We start descending. My trap spells are working. Shout out to the monsters who didn't see that coming. And I'm analyzing the kids. Logan has talent but 0 stamina. Caroline is fast but aggressive enough to give me a heart attack. And then there's the newspaper article. Banishment officially become public knowledge. Fantastic. Nothing like a front page hit piece to start the morning. Orin was banished for being too weak. If only they knew I was the one keeping their stats from flatlining for 8 years. The toxic ex and the old man, a run-in with Luna. Luna shows up. Please come back, she says. The promise? Ah, yes, the childhood promise made with Oliver, the guy who literally kicked me out because he thought his blade was better than my weak support magic. Oliver and Derek, absolute gems of human beings. They called me a jack of all trades behind my back. Well, newsflash, Oliver. A jack of all trades is better than a master of none who can't survive floor 94 without someone casting strength UP every 180 seconds. I go to the shop. The old man tells me my life is just getting started. He's the only one not asking for a buff or a carry. He says to follow the path best suited for me. So here I am, back at the HQ. Selma says I look livelier. Yeah, Selma. Turns out not carrying the emotional baggage of a toxic S-rank party is a great skincare routine. The world's most reluctant jack of all trades. There is a specific, pungent aroma that accompanies mediocrity. It smells a bit like stale mana potions and the damp walls of a mid-tier dungeon. I've been marinating in it for a while now. I was currently staring at my own hands, wondering if they were actually capable of holding a sword, or if they were permanently molded into the shape of someone frantically casting strength up every 3 minutes like a caffeinated toddler with a magic wand. Strength up, I muttered, the words feeling like a repetitive stress injury for my soul. You see, support magic has one glaring, pathetic weakness: timing. It lasts exactly 180 seconds. In my case, that's 180 seconds of pretending I'm a vital part of a team while actually just being a glorified battery pack. 3 seconds left. Strength up. If I miss a beat, the tank gets a bruise, the DPS loses their rhythm, and suddenly, I'm the villain of the week. Enchanters are basically just professional clock watchers who occasionally get splashed with monster guts. I'm the exception, though. Or so I told myself. I wanted to be a swordsman. I wanted the glory, the sweat, the dramatic pauses after a finishing move. Instead, I got Oliver. The "it's not you, it's your low scaling" talk. "We're asking you to leave the hero's party today," Oliver said. Now, Oliver is a childhood friend. We've shared meals, survived near death experiences, and grown up in the same dirt flecked village. So naturally, he decided to fire me in the most corporate, soul crushing way possible. "Is this a joke?" I asked, hoping for a punchline. "I wish it was," he replied, looking about as remorseful as a tax collector. Then came Derek, the muscle bound charm vacuum of the group. "Honestly, I'm sorry, but you're too weak. Drop out." Ah, there it is. The blunt trauma of reality. We'd reached the 94th floor of the Southern Great Dungeon together. We were S rank. We were the heroes. But apparently, last month's joint raid turned into a compare your enchanter pageant, and I came in dead last. "We realized the importance of having an enchanter," Oliver explained, as if he'd just discovered fire. "But after seeing the others, your support magic is, well, it's like comparing a candle to a supernova." I tried to defend myself. I mentioned that I converted to being an enchanter because the party needed one. I pointed out that I'd literally invented original spells to keep their ungrateful hides from being flayed alive in the deep floors. Derek just scoffed. "You became an enchanter because Oliver is better with a blade than you'll ever be. And you aren't even a good one."
Wow, man. Damn.
Ouch. That's the kind of honesty that usually requires a therapist or a very long walk off a short pier. They'd already found a replacement. I was being traded in for a newer model with presumably higher base stats and less childhood baggage. "Do you know what everyone calls you behind your back?" Derek added, leaning in for the kill. "A jack of all trades." Oh, the horror. Imagine being versatile. Imagine being able to do more than one thing. Truly, I am a monster. Fine, I thought, as I walked away with whatever dignity hadn't been trampled by their boots. I'll be both. I'll be an enchanter and a swordsman. I'll be so adaptable it'll be annoying. The heroic rescue of Sophia, or why I should stop being helpful. I was at the teleportation crystal, ready to call it a day, when I ran into a group of adventurers fleeing for their lives. They'd left a girl behind because there were too many orcs. "I prioritized my friends over some girl who joined us today," one of them said. I should have walked away. I really should have. I'm unemployed, emotionally stunted from my recent breakup with the Heroes Party, and I have zero health insurance. But I know what it feels like to be disposable. "Guys like you piss me off," I told them. They called me useless. I called them cowards. It was a very productive exchange of insults before I headed back into the fray. I found her. Sophia. She was cornered, looking like she'd accepted her fate as an orc's dinner. Strength up. Technical up. I moved. I swung. I cast. It was a frantic, messy dance of steel and light. I'm sure to an outsider it looked impressive, but internally I was mostly screaming and trying not to trip over my own feet. "Wait, he's a swordsman and an enchanter?" Sophia gasped. "Yes, Sophia. I am a jack of all trades. Fear my moderately effective utility." Thank you. If you made it this far, I would really appreciate you to like my video to support. You don't have to subscribe, but a like would be great. And if you wish for part 2, just like and comment below.